Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday, Hump Day, and we're ready to bring you all the action. This is Kevin Harlan. I'll be joined by Greg Anthony, Tim Legler, and we'll be hearing from our reporter, Allie LaForce, on the sidelines as well. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Anthony Edwards.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves, the wingmen, Edwards and McDaniel. Gobert is out there with Naz Reid. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard. And for Seattle, they've got Anderson. Harrison out there with Thompson. Then it's Levins. And it's Jefferson in at two guard. So the Timberwolves win the tip. When your team is looking at a back-to-back, how do you approach the first game of the two, Tim?
Well, I think you may go to your bench a little bit more early. Lengthen your rotation, especially if the game isn't all that close. You're not going to see any starters play heavy minutes in that situation.
Are you thinking as a coach we have a better chance against this team than that team? Does it ever enter that kind of conversation?
It definitely does, but it could also be a dangerous approach if you think there's a particular matchup that doesn't favor you in some way.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves getting the first points of the ballgame. 5 on the clock. Levins finds Thompson. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
I was able to catch up with the head coach for Seattle. Coach spoke about how Rudy Gobert can change a game defensively. He had all the praise in the world, saying there are so few players at this level that can make a player fearful of shooting inside. Rudy is one of them. You have to get over the idea of hearing footsteps and be okay with having a shot blocked every now and then. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Okay, I see ya. That's your point guard getting up.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game.
And you have to stay up on Edwards out there, which is dangerous because he's so good at going right around you.
Jefferson with the three, drills the three-pointer.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
Supersonics foul. Anderson. First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Reid. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. To the paint. And the layup's good off the glass.
And that is a high-quality shot. You will take it every time from that close.
Now here's Levins. Defended by DiVincenzo. And easy 2 points on the layup.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
And we knew coming into this game, we expected him to be very involved early.
And he's good on the three ball. Edwards got 11 points.
Well, he has dictated the tempo this entire quarter, getting basically whatever he wants offensively.
And the first time out of the game called for Seattle. For a look at how the competition stacks up right now. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They tell a great story. You look at the Timberwolves. They ascend up the list to number 3 with some spirited play.
Man, and I think Seattle, they've got to be disappointed with their play. They just look disjointed, and their losing streak continues to grow as a result.
And it's Thompson with the jam.
That's how you power that one down, young fella.
He went hard to the hoop and did not disappoint when he got there. For Minnesota, they've gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. Pass to Edwards. Reid with the screen on Jefferson. Edwards, no good.
Gotta knock down that shot. When you don't, you're letting the defense off the hook.
And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Well, a new ownership group taking over for the Timberwolves. It remains a commitment to continuity on the basketball side. And while creating a replacement for the league's second oldest arena is a priority, they've made it clear their commitment is to remain in Minnesota.
You'll love to hear it. All right, Shams, we thank you for the report. So the Supersonics, their last game, a win against the Warriors in San Francisco.
Yeah, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
They were so precise with their execution. They didn't make many mistakes on either end, and that took the crowd out of the game.
A platoon swap here for Seattle. Timberwolves also changing it up. Clark comes in for McDaniels, and it's Mike Conley in for Dante DiVincenzo. Reed the pass to Gobert. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And a four-time Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy Gobert is improving his perimeter defense as well, Greg. It's helped his overall game.
Yeah, teams have looked to pull him outside and test his lateral quickness. But I tell you, he holds up better than you think, and we know his presence at the rim.
And he can't get the first one.
And part of what makes Gobert effective is his presence. Just the threat of a shot blocker is a deterrent, and it makes him a monster on D.
And he's good on the second. .102 left here in the first quarter. Dinwiddie passes to Levins. Dinwiddie kicks to Burks. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Here's Edwards. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Lets it go with the three. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Edwards got 14 points for the game.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc. Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Yeah, just going back and forth. It is really competitive out there.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Outside Edwards. Down low. Here's Gobert. Yep, that one goes in there.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. The Timberwolves on top, up 1. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
And their ball movement has been next level. When your team is playing unselfishly like this, that is tough to beat.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Conley out there with Bones Highland. Then it's Miller. It's Berger in at the 5, down low. So for the Timberwolves, their last game a win against the Kings. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Hey guys, the Timberwolves have elite shot creation, but it's finding that balance. Anthony Edwards said, I'm wired to score the ball. I'm going to showcase my game, so it's hard to find that balance of when to pass and when to keep it and try to get going. Sometimes I feel like the right play is me. Back to you.
Fills it up with the best. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. And with the trend, Greg, toward a faster pace, do you miss watching those grinded-out half-court battles that enthralled millions during the Jordan era.
Well, I miss plays more than anything, but as far as watching, the game for me is as good as it's ever been. Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
And it results in the highest percentage look you're going to get.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Daniels is checked in for Miller. Edwards comes in for Clark. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Highland.
Anthony Edwards. Dante DiVincenzo.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Here's Conley. The Timberwolves again can't hit. The Supersonics have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Jefferson's shot is off. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Outside Edwards. Just 5 on the clock. The 3 for DiVincenzo. Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field. To the middle. Here's Jefferson. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. DiVincenzo passes to Conley. And here's Edwards from the arc. Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
Timeout.
Edwards got 17.
Timeout Seattle.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
This defense is trying to stay connected to him, but he is on a mission.
Seattle calls timeout. Minnesota making a switch here. Gobert's checked in. And now let's find out who the top rookie setup men have been since the All-Star break with this look at the assist rankings. Seattle trails by 3. Outside for Jefferson. Anderson dishes to Jefferson. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. Drills it from outside. Jefferson's got his second basket of the night.
Well, he's a guy they look to go to, and now you see why.
Edwards passes to Gobert. A 3 for DiVincenzo. The rebound by Anderson.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Edwards passes to DiVincenzo. Tries the spin move. And Edwards slams it in.
And getting aggressive and creative. Edwards finding ways to create space on the floor.
Levins kicks to Anderson. Jefferson passing it to Harrison. Thompson right side. And here's Anderson for 3. And again, Seattle with the triple.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off. So why not?
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. He's checked in for the Timberwolves. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Western Conference standings. Taking a look at Seattle, they've got their eye on the #1 seed as the season moves into the final stretch. Currently first place in the standings, and guys showing no signs of letting up. Of course, there's the Timberwolves in second place.
You know, for the Supersonics, they had pressure on them coming into the season. A lot of people were picking them to have a special year. And they haven't shied away from that pressure. They've embraced it.
Well, on paper, they score. Unreal.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Edwards kicks to DiVincenzo to the right side. Back to McDaniel. Shot from 12. Edwards, no good.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Harrison passes to Anderson. Outside Jefferson. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, they have just found the better looks, and they are capitalizing.
Pass to Edwards. Can they get it? Edwards with another miss. Sonics leading by 8. Outside Jefferson. Reed with the rebound. 17 seconds left in the first half. Here's DiVincenzo. Rebound by the Sonics. And this team has been on a very impressive 17-game winning streak. They are red hot right now.
And it has been a lot of fun to watch these guys. It looks like every team they face is trying to end this big run. I've been on both sides of the game like tonight, and I'll tell you, it is tough to keep a streak going. There's a lot of pressure.
And the first half is now in the books. Seattle ahead as they wrap up the second quarter with an energy burst, a 19-5 run. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Welcome to the halftime show. And if they're going to turn this around, it's going to be a long road back for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I like shooting jumpers just as much as the next guy, but you have to challenge the paint as well. Right, partner?
Yep, they've got to go zen and find that balance.
And now, as the regular season marches on, here's how things look in the West as we near the final stretch.
I think for the Timberwolves, they've been phenomenal. All the lofty predictions, the expectations, they've all come true. Now comes the hardest part, the postseason. Every team is going to be gunning for them.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
And what more can you ask of him? That is helping out your team.
Here's Levins. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. We've got Levins. Harrison out there with Anderson. Then it's Thompson. And it's Jefferson in at the shooting guard. That's the lineup in the game for Seattle. Jefferson against Edwards. Fader on the way. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
It's simple, guys. Keep getting Edwards the ball and just let
And Levins throws it down.
And that kind of sums up how this game is going.
Attack-minded all the way.
When you have someone running point who's also a factor at the rim like that, it's a huge advantage.
Outside, Reed. No good with the triple.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Jefferson with the 3. A rebound by the Timberwolves. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Reed kicks to DiVincenzo. Lets the 3 fly. And it's Seattle with the rebound. Anderson's got 4 rebounds in this game. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
Minnesota.
Every so often, Tim, you heard the term defensive anchor. What defines one in the way you look at the game?
Well, I think it's that player that's on the back line, protecting the rim, but also able to see the entire floor. That is where your best communicator often resides.
How did you grade your defensive abilities when you played?
I battled, Kevin. You're going to have to kill me to stop me. That's the way I looked at it. That's a cold start out of the break. Only one of his first 4 has he gotten to go.
Thompson with the bucket.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. In front of you now is the list of teams that haven't missed many shots at all since the All-Star break.
No doubt their offense has really hit its stride. I mean, they're making the extra pass and not settling for that first shot that presents itself. And you see that in their shooting percentage.
Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. Reed finds DiVincenzo. Left side, Edwards. And Jefferson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jefferson. Over to the left wing. The 3 for DiVincenzo.
Nothing from the field to speak of so far. Pretty rough shooting night, and now it's affecting the entire team.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. McDaniels outside. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
And because of that, this one looks like a bit of a mismatch.
The Supersonics shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Conley's checked in. Timberwolves trail by 17. DiVincenzo passes to McDaniels. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Conley with a wide open look. Drops in the tray. Conley's got himself on the board with 3 there.
I'll tell you, you give Conley the ball and trust him to make the right decision.
Levins dishes to Thompson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And the Sonics lead by 16.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Outside Conley. Pass to Reed. This one for 3. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Harrison. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
It's a great game plan, and it's great execution. They've really been in the zone.
Outside Conley. Now Gobert. Back to Conley. Driving inside. Lays it up off the glass. Conley's got 5 points in the quarter.
It's always a positive thing for this offense when Conley puts pressure on them.
Time called here. The Sonics decide to talk it over. Some changes for Minnesota. Miller's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Clark comes in for McDaniels. And Bones Highland subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. 1:03 left in the third. Pass to Dinwiddie. Out to the right wing. Reynolds, good. Reynolds has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Highland. Outside Conley. It's hauled in by the Sonics.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
On the wing, Dinwiddie. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Dermonenko. And that one hits back iron. And Clark has got the ball here for the Timberwolves. 19-point game. Over in the corner, Conley. To the inside with 4 seconds on the clock. No good. And so it's Seattle with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And we'll be back with you shortly. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Timberwolves trail by 19, and so in the game for the Timberwolves, Clark is out there with Edwards. Then it's Bones Highland, and it's Conley. It's Beringer in at the 5 spot. Burks can't get it to go. Minnesota shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. A nice shot by Beringer.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Dinwiddie's shot is off. Now the Timberwolves with it. Conley left side. Pass to Beringer. And here is Clark. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Once you're in your shooting motion, it's tough to shift gears like that. But he found a teammate for an open look.
Dinwiddie kicks to Burks. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's got 3 assists tonight. Edwards with it. Lets it fly. And Reynolds pulls it down.
Yeah, he's got to be mad at himself for missing that one, especially considering the defense didn't really affect him.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. And it's Conley penetrating. Dinwiddie with the steal. Reynolds, good.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
And they are showing you why it's so important to get up the floor before the defense can set themselves.
You know, the pregame routine is something I know you embraced, and we see that with guys like Curry and Durant. We've heard a lot about what they do. What was the most important part of your pregame regimen, Tim?
Well, you know, Kevin, for me, I was really going to be judged based on catch and shoot percentages. Can I get off threes and can I make threes? So for me, it was all about high volume three-point shooting before the game, getting comfortable from every spot on the floor where I may get a shot.
And same routine every game?
Every game, same thing, and I made sure, of course, I finished on that make.
Wow. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Tries to the hoop. And it's Levins missing. Timberwolves trail by 20. Here's McDaniels. Here's Edwards. And Jefferson sends it back. And there's Thompson. That's good on the assist by Levins. Levins got 6 assists here tonight. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Seattle.
Great job by this team closing out, blocking a bunch of shots, and just a tremendous effort defensively.
I really like their effort in transition tonight, constantly pushing the pace and then turning that into points.
Thompson finds Jefferson. It's stolen by Gobert. McDaniels with the ball. And now by Anderson. Levins passes to Thompson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. Tim, the NBA is always changing, but any predictions for the league that you kind of feel we're going to see around the corner?
Yeah, Kevin, I just think the influx and the impact of international players is going to be even stronger going forward. I think a lot of guys have seen the success that those players have had in the NBA, and hopefully it inspires even more great players internationally to want to play this great game.
And for a short time, you played overseas. You saw a lot of them firsthand.
I sure did, and I was in France well before the French influx really hit this league, but I knew then that was the goal.
And so Thompson nails both of them. So when you look at different approaches to player recovery, from load management, say, Tim, to rub some dirt on it and get back in there, where do you stand on all of that?
Well, I do think teams have done a better job of trying to make sure players are protected from themselves and make sure they're getting enough rest. But I also think there are times guys should be allowed to play through certain types of minor injuries.
The Sonics again can't hit.
Yeah, but the defenders draped all over him. He just could not shake loose. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Seattle.
2 great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And these guys already with 45 wins on the year, so tonight will make it 46.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Here's Conley, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And he's been a terrific point guard in this league for a long time. Mike Conley just knows how to play.
Dinwiddie attacking. It's hauled in by Shannon.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss.
Island finds Clark. And the 3 off target. And the Sonics with possession. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Pass to Reynolds. Back falls. Nice feed that time from Dinwiddie.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Yeah, the atmosphere in this arena has been unbelievable. Great all-around effort by everyone to put this game away.
Nice shot by Thompson.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, any thought of losing this game has been put to bed.
Clark sets a screen for Highland. Out to Conley, takes the 3. It's good from long range.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
Well, they have finally found something that's working, but it's against a defense that clearly has let up since they have the lead.
Dinwiddie with the bucket.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Their offense is cooking right now, and that's because the execution has been there.
So no problem for Seattle as they get the win. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that about wraps it up. Alongside Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks. And as we leave, we present our player of the game.